Ladies and gentlemen, this is Maxicode and welcome to my channel. In this video we're gonna talk about PHP variables. But first of all, make sure you have a PHP installed. With my Ubuntu I can easily check it with the PHP-V. So as you can see, I use the PHP version 7.1.8 and I highly recommend you to use a PHP version 7 and higher, 7.1 ideally. So if you have no idea how to install PHP, just simply dive into the comments, the description below, and you will find links how to install PHP in Windows, Ubuntu, Mac OS. So just don't be confused with it. So okay, first of all, if you start learning any programming language, you must write your first program with a hello world, and we can do it right now. So as you can see, I have a PHP, I have an index PHP file. I just echoed the hello world and let's check it out. Yeah, it works. Absolutely magnificent. So, our first code in PHP just being executed, and so let's just dive into variables in PHP. So, what is a variable exactly? Just imagine that a variable is a container for storing data. So imagine you have a black box, and you want to put some balls in that box. So some red ball in that black box, some blue ball in that black box, some I don't know, some any other stuff in that black box. So pencils, any other stuff. So this is a variable. In PHP, if you want to start or assign or declare a variable, you start with a $, and then you type the name of your variable. So I will type some name. Then I'm gonna put some. So this name, some name, is the name of our black box, because we can have several black boxes, and we want to put some balls or some, I don't know, black, red, blue ball, yellow ball in that black box. So I want to assign number 4 to that black box, and in my case we have a container with a name some name and an assigned value of 4. This is an integer. So this is a variable name, some name, and a $. So we assigned number 4 to that variable. So okay, we have we can just create another containers, another var. This is a double value, so not just integers, double values, and some string. So in PHP we can declare a string with a and assign this value to a variable. So okay, let's just check some. Let's just check our variables, and I want to see on the standard out of our console what the hell is going on in the container. Some name in the variable, some name, what value is currently assigned. So let's just check this out. Yeah, it is 4, but I can also reassign, or just second time we can assign, or any other time we can assign a variable in PHP. This is 5. I can just say some name equals 6. Yeah, this is 4. So it makes sense when I have a huge PHP code, so we can reassign a variable. It's not really a magnificent practice, but it makes sense in some cases. So PHP allows that to do, and you can just know it. So but as you mentioned, we assigned an integer type to that some name variable, but we can easily say that we can change the type of a variable on the fly. So in some programming languages, if we declared an integer or a double, we cannot that easily assign a string to that variable, but in PHP it's not the case. Let's just check this out. Yeah, this is string. So this is string, this is integer, and they are stored in the same container, in the different stages. So make sure that you name your variables in some way, because this variable sum name and this variable sum name uppercase, these are two different variables. And let's just check this out. So sum name is say, we didn't override it with a q, and if we echo some name we will see q. Yeah, absolutely magnificent. So you can use digits in a variable. So let's just check this out. Yeah, it works. But you're not allowed to say that you're not allowed to use a digit as a first letter. So if you just say that, this is cool. And just 2a, you're not allowed to name a variable this way. Okay, so let's just talk about the best practices for naming variables, because it may sound strange, but this stuff, naming variables, is very important, and a lot of senior developers have obstacles. I'm facing obstacles naming the variables, and I highly recommend you to name your variables in a camel case. So, for example, if you want to name a variable with a word, for example, age, yeah, this is fine. But what if you need to say max age? I recommend you to say, this is not a good practice, so don't do it, please. Just camel case. Max or main, this is, it doesn't make sense, but several words, each word starting from the second one starts with a capital letter. So max age 25, let's just echo it out. Okay, yeah, it works. So this is all for variables for this tutorial. We will talk about the scope of a variable a little bit later, because for now we have 8 rows in this file. We can have, I don't know, 10, 12, 20, 30, 100 lines in this file, and you can assign a max age variable, you can reassign that variable, and you can echo that variable, and you're gonna work with the same variable. But scopes for variables are a little bit tricky, and we're gonna talk about them a little bit later. So this is all for now. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you like the video, please press the like button, and I'll see you in the very next tutorial.